New York Jets Michael with Elijah from VigoSportsTalk, and we are back with episode 13 of the New Era Jets podcast. Today we're kind of just going to recap everything we've missed the past couple of days, and I mean, we could just get right into it. I feel like any Jet fan has seen the kind of offensive collapse the last week.
Terrible.
I wanted to ask you, what are your opinion? Because I know there's a whole debate going on Twitter right now, like how deep do you look into practice stats, all this stuff. So what is your opinion about how the offense has looked, and especially Justin Fields?
I mean, like I said, it could mean a lot of different things. It could mean our defense is just that good that like he's making them struggle, or it's just the offense is just struggling. But I mean, the first few weeks, Justin Fields was on pretty good in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say outstanding, but he was pretty good. And I know our defense has been like a lot better this year, like pressuring wise. And if you know Fields, he always like struggles like when he's under pressure, like just escaping the pocket. He can run. I mean, even like if he can't pass the ball, he's been running a lot in practice.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like,
that's
I'm pretty sure last practice yesterday he had like a 25-yard run touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then turnovers had been an issue with him. He had 2 picks today. From the last 3 practices, he was I believe 8 for 32, which is not good at all. So
yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's got to get better. It's got to get better, especially with preseason coming up this week. We still don't know if he's going to play that game.
I think they have to play the starters, in my personal opinion. I'm all for like saving players for injuries, but it's also
just for one quarter.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's also the reality of it. Like, this is Fields, I think, 4th system in 5 years. This is a whole new staff. Like, I think, and the Packers already announced they're playing their starters. So I think it would be nice to send our starters out there week 1.
What he did?
Yeah, I saw a tweet today that said the Packers, I think, not going to play them the whole game. They might play them for one drive.
Obviously.
But if we even get to see like a mock, like one drive versus the start of the Packers are going to be a good team this year, I think that's a good test because, I mean, it's just you've been going against your team now for the last, 2-3 weeks? I mean, the whole summer, basically. So I think it's just a mixture of everything, though. Like, I think part of it is I do think our defense, like I put a thing out today, I think our defense has the capability to be a top 12 defense with, like, Wilkes and the players we have. I think they have a chance to definitely be a top 12.
Yeah.
I think it's a mix of the defense has been really showing out, and I think they're almost kind of playing with something to prove every day. That's the way I see it. Is like, it's like they're having fun out there, which is what you want to see. They're making great plays. But on the other side, too, I think it also is just the lack of targets. Like, I keep talking about it where outside of, like, especially with Mason Taylor being injured right now, it was the two big, like, outside of Breece Hall, it's Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor. Those are the 2 main targets right now. And as much as I love to see Breece Hall be a target in the pass game, he's a running back. Like, he's a running back first. You don't want to overload your running back like that to the point where he's going to get hurt in the pass game. So we need one of our other receivers to step up, and I just don't know if we have that in the receiver room right now, which is kind of why I think more of the concern right now is I think people are more concerned with the people surrounding Fields than Fields himself, because I think his passing stuff, like the interceptions, obviously you don't want to see the turnover rate be high. But I think that is something that the coaching staff has obviously noticed, and I think it's something they're going to work on. But if you don't have targets for him to go to, like you said, when he struggles already, like when we signed him, we knew he was already going to struggle with like high pass rate, high blitz rates and everything. And when you don't give him targets outside of Garrett Wilson, and you put a defense out there like this new Jets defense seems like they're going to be blitz heavy, it's clearly going to be a disaster. Like, that's what it's turning into. I mean, I saw it today. I think Lazard had a drop over the middle, like hit his hands right through him. I know Reynolds had a couple. I know someone I will shout out real quick. I know we're obviously kind of talking down on the offense right now, but Stone Smart I think has had a really good camp. Yeah, and I'm actually interested to see how Engstrom kind of incorporates him in the offense, because I think he could be like a pretty solid like red zone target for us. Like, I've seen him. He's been making some decent plays.
Yeah. He's like a tall guy, so like he could be like a red zone target. He's gonna play. I think he's gonna be a huge factor in the preseason game for sure.
Oh,
once they take out the starters.
I want to see him because
right
plays.
Now, even like the unofficial depth chart, I believe Rucker was the tight end 1, correct?
I saw that.
Yeah, it was him. Was it Taylor or Smart after him?
I think it was Taylor and then Smart.
And then
that's the thing, though,
was there a 4th string?
I didn't even see the 4th.
Oh, it was 3 though.
Yeah, the unofficial depth chart stuff, like, obviously, there's not too much to look into it, but I do think I think when we do get to week 1, I think Mason Taylor obviously is going to be tight end 1, but I think Stone Smart should be tight end. Like, it's hard. But for me personally, I haven't seen Rucker make that many plays. Like, from the clips I've seen, like to me it seems like Stone Smart is making more of a pop than Rucker, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I mean, we're not there every day watching it, so I think it will be interesting to see how they kind of, incorporate the tight ends, because that is 3 I think you could legitimately play, but obviously you got to figure out. But like that thing I put out today, I think it's pretty evident that this team, like the Jets for this upcoming season, it's going to be, you're going to lean heavy on your defense and you're going to lean heavy on your run offense. And it's like, if you can get some success out of the pass game, it's a win in our book. Because we have a top 10 O-line. I'm pretty confident to say that.
Yeah.
And I think Isaiah Davis is proving himself. I think Braylon Allen's going to be a machine. And
I
Brees
was
Hall.
going to say.
Yeah, exactly. Isaiah Davis?
No, also about Brees and Braylon.
Yeah.
What they're going to do Montgomery? He blended with Montgomery and Gibbs. They're going to do here running back 1A and running back 1B. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then Davis is going to be he should definitely get as much carries as Brees and Braylon for sure, because he's made a name for himself in training camp. I actually want to see him play in preseason. Now I think about it.
That's why I really hope that they give him a decent amount of reps, because I think he's been having great reps all camp, and he's making a name for himself. So I think it's just going to translate into preseason. But yeah, I feel like, that's like, right now for me personally as a fan, I would say I'm a little concerned with the offense, but it's not anything like too crazy to me, because I think once it's all said and done and we get to week 1, clearly, and the coaches are seeing what's happening. Like, no one's blind to it. Like, we knew what we were getting when we signed Fields. And the thing, I keep seeing on Twitter, and it is true, is all you're looking for this season from the new coaching staff is, can they make Justin Fields a top 18 to 20 quarterback in the NFL? If you can make him play like a top 18 to 20 quarterback, this could be an 8 to 9 win team. Like, that's not crazy to say, because we are going to rely, like I said, on the run game. Like, that, we have the O-line built for it. We have the running backs. We have, in my opinion, we have solid tight ends that can block now, finally. So that is everything you need to have a good run game. Yeah, I mean, if we don't have a pass threat, they're obviously just going to load the box, which I'm saying, like I said, if you get him to the top 18, 20 quarterback, and he can make those vertical targets to Smith or Garrett, it does open things. But we're going to rely on the run, so I'm not too concerned on it. I mean, if Fields was throwing not doing well in the pass game, and he also was like his run game was just out of there, like, it was like, holy crap, like, I haven't seen this with Fields. But the Fields we're watching right now in camp is what we've seen the last 4 years, if we're being honest. Like, every team he's been to, that's been the critique on him, is when is he going to figure out how to throw? But he's also making those plays with his legs. So as long as he can minimize the mistakes in the pass game and still be a threat on the run game, I don't see it being that big of a problem for the Jets. Now, we talked about it last episode. The whole point of training camp, you want to be better the next day, and this is now 3 practices in a row where Fields almost looks worse. So that is the one thing when I said I'm a little concerned. That's my concern is, okay, he clearly addressed it. Glenn addressed it. I think Enstrom addressed it a little bit. Now that you're clearly addressing it, Jet fans are seeing it. When they go back Thursday, I want to see a better overall practice from the offense. So that's just my take on it. But I don't think it's anything too, over the window, like, never seen before. Like, this is common.
It happens all the time. I guarantee you, it's happening with like a bunch of NFL teams. Like, I promise you. Like you said, Fields take accountability. Like, that's already something good. Like, him going out and say, "Oh, I'm not playing that good." Like, that's something you didn't hear Rodgers saying that, even when he threw like a game-losing interception.
I remember when Zach Wilson was first starting off with us, he was taking zero accountability.
Oh yeah, I remember the question. It was like, "Do you think you let the offense down?" He's like, "No, not at all."
I do remember that.
That was I remember that was a Patriots game where it was like the final 20 seconds. He got a punt return touchdown.
Yep,
that was crazy. And then didn't he get benched like the week after, like after that game?
I'm pretty sure that was when he got benched for. I think
Mike White.
Yeah, I think it was Mike White.
Yeah, that was the game. The GOAT, Mike White. Yeah, the GOAT.
But yeah, I mean, if you just look, like, this is like a training camp type of thing, but like, I've just been looking, like, if you look on Twitter, it's a fact right now. Training camp, in my opinion, is meant for defenses to win, because any single team right now, I look through their training camp posts, every fan base is like, it's like every day they post, it's like the defense wins. Like for example, I mean obviously it's easy to use the Bears because that's where Fields started off, but I keep looking through the Bears stuff and it's like it's complete like down talk on Caleb Williams every day. Like I keep
Yeah,
seeing like Caleb
he's been
Williams misses an
struggling.
open pass in the middle, 2 picks today, 3 picks. Like the same things we're watching with Fields. It was the same stuff the Bears are seeing with Williams, but you can't sit here and over criticize it because it is still training camp. And I mean, it's not like the Jets are the only ones with their offense struggling in training camp. Like, yeah, like I would like to see these things get cleaned up, and I think they will. But I'm just looking around the league. It's the same. Like I've been watching some of the Dolphins clips. Giants, for example, like the Giants. It seems like the Giants' defense is a Super Bowl defense. Like the way they're posting clips. You know what I'm saying? Like just even same with the Steelers. Every single Steelers clip I'm seeing, you would think like obviously I don't think Rodgers is that good anymore, and I don't think he's gonna have a good season for the Steelers. But the way Steeler fans are talking about him, it's like they're gonna go 3-14. So it's like I feel like
Yeah,
every fan base kind of. I feel like the game now is so like people are so offensive loaded that it's like you're always expecting offense, deep threat, 50-yard TDs, all this. Where it's like so we see the defense win the day and we don't think anything of it, but it's like you also obviously got to give credit to your defense, and that's why I'm saying I think they have the capability to be a good defense this year, a top defense. So I'm excited to actually when I see these things, I'm actually excited. Like I said, Stevens is having good camp. Obviously, Sauce. I think Clemens, like I said, is continuing to have a good one. Obviously, Quincy's doing his thing. Like those are good things to see, but then it's obviously the counter side as a fan where now we want to be realistic a little bit and we would like to see a little more push forward with the offense. So I don't think it's anything too big to harp on, but Thursday definitely needs to be better because you can't keep trajectorying down like this as we do get you know, although it is just a preseason game, like it is your first real game. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it's the
So
first actual organized game against a different team. So I would like to see that get cleaned up Thursday. I have faith in them. I know Fields took accountability. I know Glenn is a big part of accountability. So I'm assuming they're going to be working. They're going to be spending extra time in meetings
yeah,
trying to figure it out.
I think they're gonna like watch more film, a lot more film, just looking
Clearly.
where was going wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
we all know what was going wrong. Pressure, right? Pressure. I mean, like I said, feels that's all you got. Feels got to fix with like when he's under pressure, and especially like going against like top five defenses like week one, going against like TJ Watt, he's got to
I
get ready
mean,
for that.
yeah. If you think this is bad, we're going against like the Steelers will probably have a top 3, 4 defense this year. So
Yeah. So they got to work on
it's
that.
gonna be guns blazing the whole game for Fields. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for him is, I mean, it's been a knock on him his whole career. Like I said, like obviously he holds the ball too long, but another thing too, like a lot of the Jet writers are talking about today is he's trying to speed the game. It's like he's speeding the game up too much for himself. If that makes sense. Like obviously the pressure is going to come. Like we're going to be blitzing, but it's like when that pressure does come, like he still does have time to make the reads, and it's like the same knock. I hate comparing him to Caleb Williams, but like obviously because I'm from around the Chicago area, I hear a lot about Caleb Williams, and I've watched a lot of clips about Caleb Williams, so I do see the similarities between them two. And it's like when they get pressured and they have to get off to the outside, they both speed the game up to themselves, and that's why they're making so many mistakes. Like that's the way I see it. Is if they could just if Fields could just slow the game down a little bit and progress through his reads and actually make the right read, like it can limit a lot of these turnovers. And that's my biggest thing that I want to see this season. No matter what record we go, is just from Fields as a player, is I want to see if he can progress through the year on being able to deal with pressure and also being able to see that growth through him of able to slow the game down and actually, because we've seen like everyone's seen it on these teams he's been on, the Bears, the Steelers. He has potential, like, and it's not. I hate when people say he just has potential in the run game. He does have potential as a passer, like it is there, but it is going to take a lot to get it out. So that's my thing is I want to see him grow through it, but I'm really hoping Thursday is going to be a better day for the offense. I think it will, but
Yeah. They go against the Packers, right? That's when
or
like
yeah, I'm
the
pretty sure it's a joint practice.
yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be good in my opinion. I mean, like you said, they're probably gonna have the stars off for like you think for a quarter, like just one rep.
I
I
think it
think
could. I'm hoping it's a quarter, but I think it could
yeah,
just be a drive.
yeah. But I mean, I would like to be a quarter, but like obviously, like you don't want to risk people getting injured. Like I remember, honestly, I feel like us not playing like starters in preseason kind of affects us in the regular season, like with Salah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I remember what was it? The 2022 season. Salah played our starters, and then Zach Wilson got hurt. I think like he got like scared that like it's gonna
Yeah.
happen to other people, so he just kind of stopped doing it, and
I think it was
that's basically
last
affected
year.
us.
Yeah, last year when the fact that we didn't, and then week
We
one we
should
got
have.
out. Week one we got out there, and it looked like we didn't even know how to play tackle football.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my thing is, I think
We
you
just
got
got
to at least.
confused.
I think you got to at least get the starters out there. I don't. I wouldn't go as far as a quarter in my opinion, but
Yeah, just one.
I think a drive is fair because it's obviously a test to your starters where it's like, okay, I'm telling you, you got one drive, so it's like you obviously it's a little pressure on your offense or defense to go make a play or plays in that one drive. But it's also the idea of just getting the idea of getting the feel of a tackled football game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's not tackling your teammates; it's tackling another team that is trying to win the game. So I really hope they play the starters. I don't, like I said, I don't think they need to be a quarter. But with how vocal Fields was about it too, I would be very shocked if Glenn doesn't send them out there for at least a drive. I mean, I want them to send the starters out for one drive
one drive is
because
actually good.
the unofficial depth chart, like I said, doesn't mean anything. So it also kind of gives you a feeling of, okay, well, the coaches are going to send out what they think the starters are, right? So I want to see who the coaches sent out there. I'm obviously curious to see the receiving core, especially on the offensive side. Like I think it's going to be Wilson, Lazard, and I hope it's Arian Smith, but it looks like Tyler Johnson or
Or
Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, or Reynolds. But that's why I'm curious. Like I want to see who in the coach's eyes is the Jets offense right now, like starting offense. So
yeah,
I think, but I do think it's beneficial for us. I mean, with these bad days stacked on each other, that obviously leaves a pretty sour taste in everyone's mouth. So I feel like you got to at least send them out there for a drive. And I think it would be cool to put the starting defense out there for a drive because, I mean, if you're the starting defense for the Jets right now, you're probably feeling pretty good with the way you're making your offense look. So I think it would be a nice test to be like, okay, well, you were able to shut down our offense the last week. Now go do it against, the Packers starters.
yeah. But I also think, yeah, I think one drive is pretty good in my opinion. Just
Mm-hmm.
like just to get the feeling back of tackling, like it's obviously going to be a good idea. Like you don't like I say, you don't want to like players getting injured. I don't like that to happen,
No.
especially with like our history of injuries. Like we definitely do not want that to happen.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
was also going to say, we technically do not have like a true wide receiver two. So we're
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I said, whoever the coaches think is going to be the wide receiver two is going to be in that first team rep. I know
Mm-hmm.
that first rep, but I think as of right now, just because Aaron Smith's a rookie, he's probably not going to be wide receiver two.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I feel like he's going to become like a wide receiver two, like as the season goes on. Like when we start to see like him like doing really good, getting like
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of reps. You know what I mean? So
Progressing up, yeah.
yeah, progressing. Like I say maybe like by week 7 or week 6, 7,
Yeah.
he'll probably be in the starting offense in my opinion, and
That's
then
why I don't
Lazard
think
will be
it's,
wide receiver
yeah.
three.
That's why, because I mean, it's pretty clear to all of us Jeff fans. Like you said, we don't have a true receiver two, and that's why it's so hard for us to be like who I think is going to be receiver two because, like I said, it could legitimately be anyone because from the way camp is looking, Garrett Wilson is the only receiver that could create separation. So that's why
Exactly.
it's like we could all sit here and speculate who we think it's going to be, but I think it might be Josh Reynolds because I've seen Josh Reynolds make a couple plays,
Yeah.
but I've also seen Arian Smith make a couple plays. I've seen Tyler Johnson make a couple plays. I've seen Lazard they've all made their own respective plays here and there. But
But not like Garrett.
Garrett's the only one who's been consistent. That's been the biggest knock is when are we going to see someone step up to take that receiver two spot? And I think that's probably been the most annoying thing I would say so far of camp is I was hoping by now we would have a true receiver two. And going into camp, I did think it was going to be Reynolds. But the fact that we don't really have a receiver two locked in right now is pretty. That's when I say the concern. It's not even just with Fields. Like that's where I pivot to the offense. Is I just don't know like who's going to be the receiver two, and that's why I start questioning: do we have to pick up a free agent? And it's like
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to go down that road again where you waste a contract, all this, but it's also like who's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
know
We did it with Mike Williams last year.
Keenan Allen just signed today with the Chargers, which I
Yeah.
mean that would have been a solid pickup. $8 million for him for 1 year. It's not horrible. I think he's pretty productive. But I know Amari Cooper's out there. I just don't know how much he wants one, and I don't know how much production you're getting out of him too. That's the big thing for me is it has to make sense with your room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's also a side note. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see what Lazard said about the receiver room?
It might be the best wide receiver
Yeah,
core. That is cap. That's cap. That's cap.
no,
There's no way
like as
he
much as
meant
I
that.
want to sit here and be like, oh, I
I'm
love the
sorry. Yeah.
confidence. I'm sorry. You have to like that quote is probably what people outside of the Jet like fan base look at and is like, this is why I might call Jet fans like delusional. Is
Yeah.
like you played with Devontae Adams, man. Like
I was gonna say you played with Devontae, a
you
Hall of Fame
played
wide
on one,
receiver.
yeah. Like when you were on the Packers, dude, you guys had a legit room. Like don't
Yeah.
like
It was him
I hope
and then
we have
other
a good
two.
I hope we have a good
Yeah.
receiver room, but
It's pretty good, but like
you can't you can't
you
go
can't
up there.
compare that. Yeah, and be
You
like the best, like all your 8 years when you play for a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
he
Like,
went up there and said that as we just went, like you said, 8 for 32 as an offense passing the last 3 days to those receivers that he's trying to name.
yeah. But I mean, like I said, I like the confidence, but I honestly laughed when I seen that.
I know.
Like
I thought it was
even as a
fake.
Jets fan, we had to laugh.
I thought it
We
was
had to
fake.
laugh.
I went in the comments and I saw a bunch of Jet fans, and it was like, as I'm speaking as a Jet fan, like, trust me, like, this has to be cap. Like, I thought it was
Yeah.
fake. Like I said, though, I love the like if our receiver room could even be close to that, oh my
I
god,
mean,
like this is gonna be a great year.
if he really means that, let's see in the regular season. Let's see if it's
Exactly.
a top wide receiver core.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, he really said like the best like out of all his 8 years.
He said this is one of the best. I think he said. I don't think he said. I hope he didn't say the best, but I'm pretty sure he said
He
one of
might
the
have
most.
said this is the best.
I think he was saying one of the most talented receiver rooms he's been a
All
part
right.
of.
If he said this is the best one, then
Which I
that's
know,
gotta be capped.
playing with Garrett Wilson, obviously he could say that because Garrett Wilson. I mean, you
Yeah,
see the way Garrett Wilson moves like that. I do think he
exactly.
is one of the top, but like outside of that, like what's so special about a receiver room right now? I mean, no one's really
Yeah,
doing anything. Every tweet I see just keeps saying no one besides Garrett Wilson can create separation. So what talent are we going around about? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's kind of like it's kind of a funny
Mhm.
thing to look at, but it also is kind of like maybe there like I do think there is talent and potential there. So
Yeah,
obviously it's up to the coaching staff and the players to work together to get it out of them. But I don't know. I don't think it's too big of a problem. I am
yeah.
curious to
It's
see
not a
these
big
next
problem.
couple. I'm curious to see the next couple days how everything progresses, the decisions the coaches make. I would like to see the starters, like I said, play a drive, but obviously it's up to the coaches. So
Yeah, I was
yeah, I
also
mean
gonna say
that's
like I was gonna say with the I realized last season the Packers there was no true wide receiver one for that team, so I feel like that could be a problem. Like going to the season, like we gotta find our true wide receiver two, like a true like that can create separation, run routes good, catch the ball, and
mhm.
just from what it looks like, Reynolds is gonna be the number two.
That's the thing I would say though with these preseason games. I think could be very big for the Jets. Is say Justin Fields, say they give the starters one drive, which I hope they will, and I think they will,
It will.
and then they pull him because obviously Fields with the toe, then maybe you don't want to push it. I still do think that because I think it's hard to say who the starting receivers are right now outside of Garrett. So I think there's a good chance in these preseason games you might see every receiver not named Garrett Wilson playing a couple drives. Because I don't think any of them have really earned the role of being a receiver two or receiver three. Like from the stuff I've read, it doesn't seem like anyone is locked in to a receiver two, receiver three, receiver four. Obviously, Garrett Wilson's receiver one. So I'm saying like even when the backups go, and I wouldn't be shocked if you see Reynolds out there maybe or Smith, like stuff like that, Tyler Johnson, just trying to see like for the coaches to see which receiver is going to go make a big play.
Yeah. And before we end the video, I wanted to go over all the injuries
Oh
throughout
yeah,
camp.
yeah, we've had
It's been getting worse. It's been
we're
getting
adding
worse.
to the list. Luckily,
Yeah.
they're minor injuries, but we are adding to the list pretty
They're not
fast.
like long term injuries, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know Fields had a first injury. Last week we forgot to talk about it. Quentin Williams had an injury,
Yeah, he's still out,
and
isn't he?
he's yeah, he'll probably be back next week. Just like this week, he has like a day off. I know
Mm-hmm.
Braylon Allen has he was not training camp for a couple of days because like was it, like back soreness
I
or
think he
like
had back soreness, and then I
and
think
then
one of the days was knee soreness or something.
yeah, and then Will McDonald is started with his back, right?
Yeah, McDonald's got back spasms. I know that.
Yeah.
I think.
And then
Yeah.
Gibson I forgot about. He'll be out for a few weeks. I heard
Mm-hmm.
with a shoulder injury, and
Gibson's the shoulder.
yeah, and AZ Thomas is also shoulder.
Mason Taylor has the ankle sprain,
Yeah,
obviously.
he
So
will
that,
miss the
yeah,
first game
that kind of sucks.
preseason. Yeah,
I know
I was hoping to see
Byron
him.
Cowart got carted off today. I think he has a low ankle sprain, so I think we dodged the bullet with that one because I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Cowart has a chance to actually start a D line. So
and anything with a cart, I get worried about.
yeah, no, but I mean, it's I will say the injuries are adding up, but I think this was pretty expected because, with the previous coaching staffs, I know we obviously keep naming it, but like the players have noted, it's never been this physical. It's never been this competitive. So when you ramp things up like that and the players aren't used to it, which as NFL players they should be used to a physical camp like this, but they aren't because of the coaches from before. So I do expect and that's why I think it's pretty common to look at stuff like this, like knee soreness, back spasms, like stuff like that, like these minor injuries. It makes sense because of the way they're ramping everything up. Like Glenn does have them going. I think this was the third practice today where they had full pads doing one-on-one tackling drills, like defense versus offense. So these injuries are expected because to me they're not really injuries. Obviously, the one with Quinnen with the calf sprain, that is kind of concerning a little because if you push back too early on that, you have the chance of an Achilles, obviously, and I know you don't want to mess with that. So I wouldn't be shocked if they give Quinnen an extra week and a half off or something because he's our star. So there's really no reason to rush him back.
Yeah,
He's probably not going to play in the preseason. We just need him for week one. So I don't
yeah,
really know about how that's going to go. I'm not too concerned about McDonald's back spasms. Mason Taylor's had a really good camp, so even if he can't play this first preseason game, I think they might let him get a drive in the second one just to see how he's looking. But I don't think any of these injuries right now that we've had so far. Luckily, we've dodged the bullet with Fields too, so I don't think any of them are too concerning right now. But obviously, that's just the biggest thing is keeping the team healthy, but also progressing forward too.
yeah. Luckily, this the off season, it wasn't too bad with injuries. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
honest, like no like long term injuries
Yeah, that's what that's
have
what you
happened
want to
yet.
look for.
Yeah. So it got me worried because, like you said, with Quinnen, you don't want to, especially with, like him being our star person on the D line. We cannot have
Mm-hmm.
him like get hurt at all.
Yeah, we
We can't
can't
have him like
afford
miss any
that.
games. No, not at all.
Especially on
Because
the D
without
line.
him,
We cannot afford to have that hole in the D line.
yeah. Because without him, the defense is
Yeah.
it's gonna be bad.
And so I think they should be smart with him. I think they should give him rest. But
Yeah.
just looking up
Same
and
with
down.
McDonald too.
Yeah, exactly. Same with McDonald. Like they don't need to go prove anything the rest of camp. But
They've already
just
shown
look
like how good they are.
like I said, looking up and down the list, I don't think anything stands out of like eye opening, like too concerning. Worrying
Yeah.
about it. But I do think obviously Glenn is noting these injuries, but I think it's also a thing of, I will say I know fans, you look at this and it's like, okay, maybe he's overdoing it. I don't think he's overdoing it. Like I said, I think today was only the third fully like contacted, like one-on-one tackling drills, like all those type of segments, and I think that's completely normal. You're about to play a preseason game in 3 days. A lot of these dudes are fighting for roster spots, so they're gonna have to be ready. And even for your starters, our first game's in a month, so they're gonna have to be ready to go play football. Like that's just what
Yeah.
it comes down to at the end of the day. And the way Glenn said it, that I love it, is injuries are going to come at some point, and obviously
Yeah.
you're not gonna force them to, but you're going to do everything in your power to be prepared for when that opportunity does come.
Yeah. Yeah, he dealt with him in Detroit last year, so he knows how
Mm-hmm.
injuries work, and he still made
Exactly.
it happen. Made
That's
the top defense.
they dealt with
He
the most injuries in the league, and they were a game short of the Super Bowl. So if
exact.
anyone can do it, he can. So like I
Yeah,
said, I'm still pumped for this team. I'm pumped for the coaching staff. I trust in
yeah,
them, but I would like to see a better day Thursday.
yeah. And before we end the video, I want to go over. It just happened like not even like an hour ago. They added some incentives into Quincy Williams' contract. They didn't say what exactly, but it could like make him more money. So I was gonna ask you, in your opinion, if Quincy Williams has I wouldn't say like all pro, but a really good season, you think he's gonna get an extension done?
I would hope so with the Jets.
Me too.
I think this move by the Jets shows that the new staff sees the type of player he is and could be, obviously going forward. And I think something like that, like obviously it's tiny, but just doing that, I think is also this like the coach is showing Quincy like, hey, looking at his contract, he's underpaid. Like that's pretty obvious to everyone.
Really
He
underpaid.
probably, Sherwood just got an extension that maybe, Williams might be looking at it like, where's going to be my money? So I think it kind of just puts it in a good spot where it's like, hey, we're going to add this to your thing because we see you're underpaid. and we're gonna make you. Obviously, we want you to work towards these goals, and then you're gonna get your money. And I think that might be the building block into a contract extension, where if he hits those incentives, then obviously, if he hits them, he probably had the year we're looking for, and then they're gonna obviously probably negotiate in the offseason on the numbers he's looking for. But I would be shocked if he had a good year and we let him walk. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, we can't let him walk. He's also starting the D line,
That's what I'm
and
saying. If you, yeah.
him and Quinnen, they're the main reason our defense is good. Especially
Mm-hmm.
like how much he's gotten better each year. We definitely need him.
Yeah. Well, and if he has another good year, Quincy, that would be 2 seasons straight that Sherwood and Quincy have pretty good years together. You're not going to want to split that linebacker core up, especially with
Yeah,
how hard it is to get consistent play at linebacker. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
yeah. We'll see what happens. That's it. That's all I got to say for today's episode. This is New Era Jets, and we'll see you next episode. Peace.